Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about tVNS, transcutaneous vagus nerve stimulation, using a TENS machine and an ear clip. This video will have two parts. First, I will share my personal experience after using it for over 6 months now, what helped, what didn't help, and what changes I noticed. I will help you as well set up the machine that I'm using. And on the second part, I will answer the most common questions people ask about tVNS and ear clips. Let's get to it. Before we start, a quick, very important disclaimer. I am not a doctor. This video is for education purpose only and to share my personal experience. This is not a medical advice. Always speak to your doctor or healthcare professional before trying vagus nerve stimulation, especially if you have heart conditions, implanted devices, epilepsy, are pregnant, or have any serious medical conditions. I've been using Premier Pro TENS first generation machine with an ear clip adapter. I chose it because it's affordable, reliable, and allows control over pulse width and frequency, which is very important for tVNS. Links to the devices and accessories I recommend will be in the description and pinned comment. Just a bit about my health background. When I started, I was mostly bedbound with CFS, long COVID, Mcas, histamine intolerance, IBS, SIBO, dysautonomia. I was extremely sensitive to supplements, medications, light, sound, basically everything. So I have to approach tVNS very carefully. I share with you now settings for very sensitive people. These are my starting settings, and please note these are ultra gentle beginner level settings. Pulse width about 50 microseconds, frequency about 20 Hertz, time 1 minute, intensity 1 milliamp, intensity level 1 on my device. Yes, only 1 minute, that's how sensitive I was at the time, and that's okay. I increased mainly the time, not the intensity. I later moved to pulse width to 200 microseconds and stayed there for quite some time, and I think this is a perfect level. I experimented with frequency around 10 Hertz with more calming effect and around 20-30 for more stimulating. So sometimes morning, slightly more stimulating, and then in the evening more calming. I usually use it twice per day, almost every day, up to 30 minutes per session, but on bad days I skipped it completely because yes, you can overstimulate your nervous system if you're very sensitive. Listening to your body is more important than following any protocol. Okay, let me just quickly show you how to set up the Premier device. It is very, very simple. So you just start it up here and you want it on this mode, on N mode. You change your mode with the mode button. So we just scroll through until you're going to see N. Okay, and to set all of your values, you just go through those ones. So let's just start with the width. If you're just starting, you can just go as low as 50. You can just press and hold and just start from there. And then with your hertz, I would just start somewhere around 20, and with your time, you can only go as low as 5. So you will have to switch it off after a minute. Just do a test, see how you feel. And then to increase intensity, you've got those hours up and down here. So you can see this is level 2 and 3, effectively 2 or 3 milliamps. And that's basically it. You can just switch it off after that. And that's all set for you. Let's talk about the ear clip placement. At first I used the tragus. I even had to modify my ear clip to make it fit properly. I will link a video where I show exactly how I did it. It worked, but it still slipped out occasionally, especially if I was just moving around. So later I tried the Simba Concha, the hollow just above the ear canal, and for me it stayed in place much better, felt more comfortable. I generally noticed better calming effects. Over time, I also noticed my HRV became more stable. Okay, so how I felt after 6 months. I want to be very honest here. tVNS did not cure me. It did not fix everything, but it gave me a bit more calm, a bit more nervous system stability, and maybe a few percent more usable energy. And when you're dealing with ME/CFS or long COVID, even 5% improvement can be life-changing. That small improvement helped me continue working on my nervous system regulation, gut health, pacing, sleep, and overall recovery. For me, it made a real difference, but everyone is different, different bodies, different conditions, different responses. Okay, let's answer some of your most common questions. The short answer is no and yes, but only with certain devices. Let me explain. Standard TENS units are designed for muscle and pain therapy, not cranial nerve stimulation. They often lack precise pulse width control, current may be too strong or poorly shaped. So what are the risks of using those devices? Heart rhythm interference, excessive vagal response, dizziness, fainting, respiratory effects in sensitive people. So best practice, there's only a handful of devices that have the right settings. Always check the manual for correct options. I will provide a list of them below that are tested by many people. Use only with ear clip, not the pads. Best location, cymba concha, the hollow just above the ear canal. Why? Highest density of vagus nerve fibers, used in most clinical studies, produces the strongest parasympathetic response. Second option is your tragus, easier to clip but only partial stimulation. And avoid your earlobe, there's no vagus nerve endings in there. Yes, always use the left ear. There are devices that allow to use it on both ears, but they are specifically designed to do so. Reason? The right vagus nerve connects more directly to your heart's pacemaker. Right side stimulation can increase risks of bradycardia, arrhythmia, and blood pressure drops. Clinical protocols used only left ear for its safety. Typical evidence-based range frequency is between 10 and 25 Hz. Pulse width is about between 50 to 500 US. Intensity is about tingling sensation. If you feel pain or muscle twitching, it's a no-no. Just get to that point and just go back one. Always begin low and slow, increase slowly over days. Most common protocols are between 15 and 60 minutes per session, 1 to 3 times a day. Total daily time is between 30 and 120 minutes. Clinical research sometimes goes up to 2 to 4 hours a day, but beginners should not start there. For the first couple of days, start even at 1 minute and observe if you have any signs of overstimulation or unwanted side effects. No, this is unsafe. Risks of cable strangulation, skin burns, overstimulation, cardiac effects unnoticed during sleep. Only use while you're awake and supervised. Usually mild ear redness, irritation, tingling, mild headache, fatigue or floaty feeling, metallic taste, this is a vagus sensory effect, light dizziness. Reduce intensity or duration if these occur. Do not use if you are pregnant, have a pacemaker, ICD, cochlear implant, have active ear infection or wounds, have a severe cardiac arrhythmia, have uncontrolled epilepsy, have severe sleep apnea or respiratory instability. Always consult a clinician if unsure. Strongly recommended. Benefits: better electrical contact, lower required intensity, less skin irritation, more consistent stimulation. Use water-based gel, salt water or regular water works too. Avoid dry metal. There are metal clips too on dry skin. tVNS results are normally not instant, however there are people that feel relief straight away. Typical timeline: calming effects you can expect between days or to a week, HRV changes weeks to months, anxiety, sleep, weeks I would say, inflammation, gut, autonomic conditions I would say weeks to months. Consistency matters more than intensity. Okay, those are all most common questions people ask about vagus nerve stimulation. However, I want to mention an amazing place, a Facebook group that has tons of information. It's called A Vagus Adventure, and I will put the link below. That group helped me a lot when I was starting. It's a goldmine of real experiences, safety tips, devices, comparison, and protocols. I highly recommend it if you're serious about learning this properly. If you take anything from this video, let it be this: start low and slow, much lower than you think, and give it time. Nervous system healing is unfortunately not fast. If this video helped you, give it a like so it reaches to more people dealing with chronic illness. If you have questions, leave them in the comments, and if you want the links to the devices, ear clips and resources I mentioned, check the description and comment below. Take care of yourselves, be gentle with your nervous system, and I will see you in the next video.